vyavasāyō vyavasthānaḥ saṃsthānaḥ sthānadō dhruvaḥ parardhiḥ paramaspaṣṭaḥ tuṣṭaḥ puṣṭaḥ śubhēkṣaṇaḥ.
Vyavasāyah. Vyavasāyah means resolute. To be very, very resolute. Means one who is single pointed, one who is consistent, one who is persistent. He has already fixed up his goal that he wants to attain, whoever it is, and then he knows what path he has to follow or what is the effort that has to be put in to reach that goal. And when the person starts to walk the path in the field of activity, there is no wavering over there, his mind doesn't waver, his mind doesn't oscillate. He gives himself 100% to the work on hand. Nobody hurdles may be there, challenges may be there, obstacles may be there, whatever it is, he consistently moves ahead until he reaches the goal or till its logical conclusion. So steady application should be there. Like I said, in English we have to use so many words to define what this vyavasāyah is. So focusing, concentration, steadily to apply ourselves or to engage ourselves. So nityatha, continuous, there should be consistency, there should be regularity, there should be sincerity. That's what is called as to be resolute. In the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan brings this. He says, vyavasāyātmika buddhihi ēkēha kurunandana. Hey Arjuna, he says, what is vyavasāyātmika buddhihi? Bhagavan says it is eka. Means the thoughts in us are not dissipating, are not diverging, are not disintegrating, are not going here, there, everywhere. Once the mind starts to, mind means thoughts. So once the thoughts start to diverge or to think of things other than what we want to perceive, then the mental energy starts draining out in us. So therefore we have to be very, very consistent, single pointed when we are wanting to reach a particular goal. So that is the meaning of vyavasāyah. Bhagavan is like that. Once he has taken up his program of whatever he wants to do, there is no wavering there, there is no stopping over there, there is no coming, putting one step behind. Gurudev used to very nicely say, walk little steps, but those steps should be consistent, they should be regular. And when we start walking forward, though we are putting in small steps means our self-effort, we should never ever backstep. Backstep means to go to sideline, to get diverted, to think of something else other than what we wanted to achieve. So that is the meaning of vyavasāyah. Vyavasthānaḥ. Sthana means position, place, basis, foundation, substratum, platform. For all of that word sthana we can use. Vyavasthānaḥ. When that word vyavaharaha comes, automatically it means more than one. So that word over there includes and incorporates the entire world of multiplicity and plurality, means the realm of change. So vyavasthānaḥ means one who is the basis or the platform or the substratum or the adhisthana for the entire realm of change. That is what it means over there. Because we are living in a realm of change. On the other hand, Bhagavan is the changeless, one without a second. Changeless. Are there many factors which are changeless? No. There is only one factor which is the changeless. So therefore, he, the changeless, is the platform on which all change is taking place. For change to take place, we need a changeless substratum or just below it or behind it. For the waters to flow in a river, they need a solid, not a river bed over there, which doesn't move about. If we want to stage a drama or we want to perform a dance event, it represents change over there. one person or many people over there, many artists, there is change. There is dynamism, there is movement. But for all of that, we need a steady platform which doesn't move, a stage which does not move. It has to handle the entire change that is being depicted over there. If we are seeing a movie, a cinema or whatever, a TV show, everything is moving about, the artists are moving about, situations are changing, people are moving in and moving out, but then the screen behind it has to be steady. If the screen starts moving, then we will never be able to watch whatever we wanted to watch. So in that sense, vyavasthānaḥ, saṃsthānaḥ, again sthana means an abode. Here sam means total. It includes and incorporates everything, all inclusive, nothing excluded. That's the meaning of sam, sampurna. Whenever we use sam, it means full, complete, total. It also means the ultimate. Beyond that, there is nothing. So therefore, saṃsthānaḥ means the ultimate platform or the substratum upon which all change is taking place. Because there are different worlds. So maybe each world has got its own different stage or platform or the basis on which all change is taking place now. For all the worlds, there is only one common platform. Now we are all at present in the waking state. So something must be supporting all that our physical body is doing. Then there is a mind, and beyond that there is an intellect. The physical world is there. Mental world is there for us, an intellectual world, world of thoughts, world of ideas, world of values. A mind means world of emotions. So different worlds. Are they all being supported by different factors? No. They are all supported by the one and the only one, Paramatma. So he is the total or the ultimate authority, the platform, the substratum on which everything is taking place. He is the one on which everything is. He created, and then in him everything is playing about. And finally at the end, where will all these things disappear or dissolve away? It will all dissolve away into him. So what else, how else can we glorify him? Saṃsthānaḥ is. So saṃsthānaḥ, actually vyavasthānaḥ and saṃsthānaḥ, slight difference is there in the meaning. That's both mean the same. But saṃsthāna means taking into consideration and including a larger dimensions. Then sthānadō, dāha means to give to us. Varadaraja Perumal we say. So vara means boon, blessing, grace. Da means to give. Dana, the word comes from the only. So therefore, da means to give. What does he give? The Lord, he gives to us our boon. Vara he gives to us. Whatever we want in our life, of course, depending on whether we deserve it or not, but he alone gives to us. Nobody else can give it to us. We can say he gave, she gave, because of him, because of her, but ultimately when we trace back the root, Bhagavan alone is the one who dispenses of all karma pala. That's ultimately what it means. So the means to give. What does he give to us? Sthana mana. It's not only I wanted this and God gave it to me. Boons. I desired this and I went to the temple, I prayed or I performed this vrata and therefore God gave it to me. It doesn't mean only that. That's a limited perspective of it. Sthana actually means place. It can mean abode. It can mean our status. Everything he alone gives to us. Our social status. Our mind and intellect's condition, status we can say. Our economical and financial status. Our educational qualification is also a status for us. Then our status in our career, profession, knowledge-wise, each one of us is in a different places ourselves in different states of knowledge. Two of us may have the same degree, But then the knowledge that one person has and the knowledge that the other person has is different. So therefore they are in different states of knowledge, though both of them have the same degree. So in that sense, everything has to be included over here. He gives whatever it is that comes into our life. He who gives it to us, the Lord only gives it to us. That's the meaning of sthānadō. So not only the everything, but to be, I'm coming down to simple our day-to-day transactions. We were in a 2 BHK, we have been working and working for a 3 BHK. That also who gives to us? Bhagavan only gives it to us. Yes, there are so many factors in between. We worked for it and then somebody came, the right person came, and when we met them, then transactions happened. But ultimately who gives it to us? He alone gives it to us. So finally we can generalize it and say Bhagavan is the one who distributes or gives to us our karma phala according to the karmas that we have done. And karma doesn't just mean some physical movements, whatever wherein our hands are moving about. It takes into consideration motive onwards. Action being the same, motive can be different in two people. Therefore, the phala also will be different. So, starting from the motive, starting from the values that we entertain, then we enter into the field of activity, karma kshetra, to gain whatever goal we want in our life. What is the path that we are following? Did we really put in the effort that is required of us? They say each activity, for it to yield its karma phala, we need to put in the right quota of self-effort, which we are very often we do not know how much. We think we have given our 100%, but according to the divine computer, according to the Lord's calculation, we may not have put in our 100% over there. So self-effort, how much we have put in, how did we walk the path, did we compromise in between? Very often we compromise because we want the goal quickly. We want quickly we want. So we bypass many things, we cut short, we compromise because we are tempted. So all those things are taken into consideration and only then the karma phala is dispensed of. So who does it? Bhagavan does it for us. Therefore he is called as sthānadāh. Dhruva, firm. Dhruva nakshatra, we know the story of Dhruva. The Lord gave to him that place. And Dhruva is supposed to be stable, firm, changeless. It never changes. Pole star we call it. So Bhagavan is Dhruva. We've already gone through the mean. He is the changeless. He is the one who never ever moves anywhere. Why? Because he is all pervading. He is firm. He is fixed. Because if something is not fixed, then it can move. From this place where it is, it can move to a place where it is not. From where to where will the Lord move when he is all pervading? So therefore he is. That's the meaning of the word Sat in Satchittananda, the absolute existence. That existence that is there, because of which everything, because of which the existence of everything else is possible. If that existence is removed, everything will collapse. So he is the very existence which makes us aware of the existence of things which we are very familiar with, or the non-existence of things also. So there is an existence, capital E, existent factor, upon which existence also exists and our non-existence also exists. How do we know this exists? Because that existence is existing on some factor. How do we know that this is non-existing? Because the non-existence of that factor also, something is supporting it. Therefore, we are aware of it. So, in that sense, dhruvaḥ, changeless, basically it means dhruvaḥ. Parardhiḥ, earlier we had gone through the word mahardhiḥ, same meaning over here also. Parardhiḥ means infinite are his glory. We can't count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we can't count. Endless are his glories. Hari Ananta, Hari Katha Ananta we say. He is Ananta. Ananta means infinite. Infinite means we can't count. It's not only number wise, dimensionless He is. Or we can say multi-dimensional. But when we say multi-dimensional, we say how many? 3, 4, 5, is it 100, 1000? So in that sense, they call it dimensionless. So dimensionless also means multi-dimensional. So how many glories are there? Can we list it out, or can we count it? No, we can't. Therefore, he is called as a person who has got infinite glories is called as Bhagavan, or feminine gender Bhagavati we call her. That word Bhaga means glories. So 6 factors are there. We went through it earlier. 6 glories. All in how much does the Lord have? Infinite measure He has got. Lordship infinite. Knowledge infinite. Veeratva infinite. Plentifulness and prosperity infinite. Everything in infinite measure He has got. All these are there, we will be associated with it, we will get stuck with it, and we will get attached to it. With all these factors, the last Bhaga, the glory is Vairagya. He has everything around him and about him in infinite measure, but still he is a Vairagi. He is not attached to everything that he has around him and about him. For a little is enough to get attached. Such a person is called as Bhagavan. Such a person is called as Bhagavati. So infinite are his glories. We can't count them. Dasaru writes, there's a very beautiful song he has written on Krishna. Ee pariya sobagu inyava devaralli na kaane gopi janapriya gopalani gallade. Ee pariya sobagu. Sobagu means glories. Beautiful thing. The beauty is around, about him and around him. About him rather. Inyava devaralli na kaane. I don't see it in anybody else. And then he lists out everything. When it comes to lordship, when it comes to beauty, when it comes to might and strength, when it comes to the pure factor, the perfect, everything he says, there is no parallel to the Lord. Ee pariya sobagu inyava devaralli na kaane. Parardhiḥ. In the 10th chapter of the Gita also it comes. Arjuna asked the Lord, I would like to know where all you exist, exhibiting your glory in the world of things and being, in the world of multiplicity and plurality. We know Bhagavan is one without a second. But why, yes, you are one with a second, but where all do you exist? Because for us, the world of plurality and the world of multiplicity is a reality for all of us. So you created it, you are sustaining it. I would like to know where all you are there. How am I to find you and your glory in this world which is very, very familiar to me, in this realm of change? Where all can I invoke you? Because to invoke you as the nameless, the formless, the attributeless seems little difficult for all of us. So where can I invoke you in my own familiar realm? Is what Arjuna asks Krishna. Vibhuti Yoga, 10th chapter. Vibhuti means glories. Bhagavan says over there, what a question you asked, Arjuna. Can I enumerate for you? My glories are Ananta, he says. Autobiographically, Krishna is saying over there, my glories are infinite. From where will I start and from where will I end? Infinite means it goes on and on and on. But since you have asked me, I will give you a sample list, he says. So therefore in the 10th chapter, beautifully, in fact we feel the 10th chapter is the easiest and we can go through it very fast. But the 10th chapter will take a lot of time, because the Lord points out to us where we can invoke him in the world of, in the mineral kingdom, in the plant kingdom, in the animal kingdom, in the human kingdom, amongst the devatas, not only that, amongst the rishis, amongst the trees, amongst the rivers, flowing waters, amongst the animals in the jungle, amongst the aquatic creatures, amongst the ones who have got wings, amongst the hooded serpents and the single hooded serpent. They are different. Where all can I find you? Where all can I connect with you? So very beautiful it is. Amongst the devatas, amongst human beings, how do I connect with you? Can I connect with everybody? How do I connect with you? So one big list is there. Amongst the standing waters, lakes, tanks, how do I connect with you? How do I recognize you? Arjuna asks. And Bhagavan says over there, my glories are infinite. It's very difficult for me to list it out to you. Alas, he uses the word over there. And then he says, but since you have asked me, I'll give you a small little list. And the list is given to us. Not that the Lord doesn't exist anywhere else, but exists only in what he is pointing out over there. Amongst the Deva Rishis, I am Narada. One example. He said, amongst the animals in the jungle, I am the lion. Now, it doesn't mean that he is only in the lion and not in the other animals. Or we can seek him and connect with him only in Narada and not in any other rishi. It doesn't mean that at all. Or amongst the flying, the winged birds, he says, I am Garuda. So it's not that Bhagavan is only in Garuda and not in the other birds which are flying over there. Visheshataha he is picking up there. He says, I exist in all. I exist equally and I am available equally, no, nothing less, nothing more. In all animals I am there. But Visheshataha you can connect with me in the line. We went through that. Simha came earlier. I am there in all the birds, from the tiny little sparrow till the vulture, the crow, the pigeon, all birds. He is there, equally available. But he says, you can connect with me easily in Garuda. Why Garuda? Why Bhagavan picks up Garuda? There's a reason over there. Why Bhagavan picks up Ganga amongst, he is there available, equally available or present in all rivers, not only in our Bharat. All rivers all around the world. It doesn't mean only the Indian rivers are sacred and all the other rivers are not sacred. All are H2O only. He is there everywhere. In our tradition, we divinize everything. In their tradition, they have not divinized everything. So they look upon their rivers as H2O. But we look upon our waters, rivers as H2O plus divinity. That's our tradition. Therefore, we are unique. We stand apart from them all. Because in everything, we learn to see divinity over there. So when we start seeing divinity everywhere, automatically our minds are moving in a higher direction. So therefore, why is there equally available in all rivers? Why does Bhagavan pick up Ganga over there? He explains over there. I mean, the interpretation over there. We must think why he has chosen to identify himself with Ganga. Though he is there in all that, he could have said, I am Kaveri, I am Narmada, I am Sindhu, I am in all the other rivers, Godavari. In all of them he is there. Equally available as in Ganga or Yamuna. But he says, I am Ganga. There are some special unique qualities. So where we see something not the ordinary but extraordinary. Where we see something not the normal. We can't say abnormal. Normal, but something beyond the normal. Our acharyas and our rishis have told us to bring or have brought in that concept of divinity over there. It's not ordinary, it's extraordinary. It is not normal, it's something beyond the normal. Therefore, Visheshata over there. Therefore, they bring in the concept of divinity more over there because it's easy for us to connect. So actually in the 10th chapter, Krishna is taking Arjuna on a tour. He says, come with me, I will show you where all you can connect with me. It becomes so easy for us to connect with the Lord like. Because the rivers are there around us, about us, tanks are there, lakes are there. So when we go up to the Alsur tank lake or the Sankey tank in Bangalore, yes, Lord is present in there also. The deity of the tank is there. The deity of this tank and the deity of that tank may be different, but in both of them, Bhagavan alone is present. So we divinize it, we deify even standing waters, the lakes, the tanks. So he is there in the Alsur tank, he is there in the Sankey tank, he is there in all tanks, in all lakes, but which is the biggest standing water, the ocean. So Bhagavan identifies himself over there because it's got some special qualities and factors which are not there in the others. So Bhagavan picks all of them and then shows them all to Arjuna and says, see, you can see me all over here. In all trees he is there. We can invoke the Lord in any tree which is there outside on the road or in our compound. But Ashvattha Sarvavrikshanam. I am the Ashvattha amongst the trees. Why does Bhagavan pick up Ashvattha tree? Because of its extraordinary quality. Some characteristics it has got which the other trees don't possess. Therefore Bhagavan picks it up over there. But it doesn't mean he is not there in the others. So like that he takes Arjuna on a tour and points out to him all his glories. 10th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. And finally the Lord says, the list is inexhaustible, Arjuna. I have just shown you a few. And the Lord concludes over there and he says, wherever you see Visheshataha, something extraordinary, something rare, something unique, a show of splendor, an extra, let's say, a dash of beauty, strength, something out of the ordinary, where you see knowledge, it can be strength, it can be might, it can be beauty, it can be a person functioning, not human, an ordinary human being, we know how they function. But this person, no ordinary person we have seen functioning like that at all. It takes 10 people or even 20 people, and if they all work 24/7, what they would have turned out, this one person is turning out. Bhagavan say, there you can see a part of me, part manifestation of me, he says over there. Which means we learn to recognize the Lord in and through everything and in and through every being. Parardhiḥ, paramaspaṣṭaḥ. He is very, very, very clear. Bhagavan says, I am very clearly available to all of us. He is transparent. If he is so if he is so vivid, if he is so self-evident for all of us, why is it that we are not able to connect with him? Why are we not able to experience him, see him with our eyes? Why is it? Because something is veiling all of us. It's not that Bhagavan has put something around him and he is moving around, so that he makes sure that we all can't see him or realize him or experience him. The problem is with all of us. We are in the dark. Why are we in the dark? Means there is something covering us from him or him from us. So Bhagavan is not in the dark. We are all in the dark. We are in spiritual ignorance. Though he is there, we are not able to see him. Though he is there, we are not able to experience him. Though he is nearer than the nearest to all of us, without him we can't do anything physically, mentally and intellectually. He is the light of consciousness in us. He is the very life in all of us. So he is beyond logic. We can't prove him or disprove him. The moment we say prove, disprove will come in, because we are in a dualistic world. It is there, it is not there, will immediately come debate. Debate for this, debate for that. One can say God exists. One can say no, God does not exist according to my whatever is their knowledge conclusion. They have arrived at it. Bhagavan says, I am beyond your logic. You can say yes, you can say no, but I am beyond the yes and the no. You may say I exist. Somebody may say I don't exist, but I exist. I am the existence which illumines his saying God exists, and I am the same existence which illumines for this person the non-existence of me. But it doesn't mean that I am non-existent. I am existent. Therefore, I am able to illumine for both of them their intellectual conclusions of existence of God and non-existence of God. That is, in our tradition, even the materialistic philosophy is a philosophy. So therefore, he is beyond all logic, beyond all doubt. We can't debate on him and say whether he exists or he doesn't exist. because he is beyond all of that. But why is it that we are not able to connect with him? Because we are all in the dark. Maya. Bhagavan says in the Gita, my Maya has, it's like wrapping up, or we are all shrouded in darkness, covered, veiled, wrapped up. And therefore we can't see through. We are in the dark. Therefore we cannot see. But we never want to say that we are in the dark. Will any of us accept and say, do you know this? We never want to say, no, I don't know. I do not know. We always want to say, of course I know. I think you do not know. Usually, normally, none of us would like to say, I do not know. Even on the road, if we are going and we have lost our way, we are going to a friend's house first time, we have asked for the directions, but still we are in doubt. And then we, stop our vehicle and ask somebody on the road there, or a tea shop over there, can you please tell us this? Even if they do not know, they'll give us some direction. They will never say, I don't. Very, very rarely it happens. Honestly, I do not know. Please ask somebody else. Why should I say I do not know? So something they will tell us. Go like this, go like that. And sometimes they will even tell us something wrong. Wrong direction also will be given. But never will anybody say, no, I do not know. Which means we never want to say, I am dark. We never want to say, I do not know. So actually we are in the dark, but we don't want to accept that we are dark. So what have we done? We have painted him dark over there. Krishna is dark. Krishna is not dark. He is luminous like the sun. Sun is self-luminous, self-effulgent, we say. It's another thing. Brahman is there behind the sun, and therefore the sun is shining. But from our standpoint, the sun has got its natural light. It doesn't borrow light from anywhere else. Even the moon borrows. We always say Swayam Tejaha, self-luminous, self-effulgent, we say. To the sun we say. So similarly also over here, whenever we say, we never want to say I am in the dark. So instead of that, what do? We put the Lord into the dark, or we paint him dark. He is the self-effulgent. He is self-luminous like the sun. Krishna is, Rama is, Shiva is, Devi is. Jyotisham api tajyotihi. In the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, I am the light of all lights, beyond darkness. The little incident in Vrindavan, Krishna's little pastimes, he used to go to all the gopis' house and then steal butter, steal milk, steal curds. They all came and complained to Yashoda. So Yashoda told them all, look, my little baby is very scared of darkness. Krishna doesn't like darkness. Why? Darkness is the anti of light. Krishna is light. So she says he is very scared of darkness. You do one thing, put all your milk pots and curd pots and the butter pots in a dark room. He will never venture over there. They say, we tried all that. But what to do? When your Krishna comes into the house, he is like an on bulb. He is like an on bulb. So the moment he enters even a dark room, the dark room gets illuminated. Where is the question of darkness? But still we say, Krishna, the dark, the dark, the dark. So we don't want to say we are in the dark, but we have put him in the dark, and we say Krishna is dark. He says, never mind. I know what I am. When you realize me, you will know where there is no darkness anywhere at all. It is all only light and light and light. I am light, you are also light, he says. But in between, this darkness has come. So therefore, like that, paramaspaṣṭaḥ, he is very, very clear, evident he is. There is no trace of doubt at all we should have. He is there. He says, what are you talking? I am there. Supposing we say, I do not believe for whatever reason. He says, you said no, that I am. Because of me, you are able to say, I do not. That beautiful sentence, this small little, anecdote. There was a grandfather, he was an atheist. And therefore on the wall he wrote over there, God is nowhere. God is nowhere. So every time that was a Maha Mantra for him. He would look at the wall and say, yes, God is nowhere, God is nowhere, God is nowhere. His little grandson, slowly, small little one, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, started going to school. Learned the alphabets, learned to put alphabets together and make them into words. A, B, A, T, bat, C, A, T, cat, and all, D, O, G, dog, like. So it came one day and recognized the alphabet that the grandfather had written on the wall. So now it's very familiar with the alphabets. It knows, A to Z, it knows. So the grandchild started slowly reading it out. 3, 3, 4, 4 alphabet, putting them together, it was comfortable. So it said G-O-D, God. He understood. He made it, he read it, he said it loudly so that the grandfather could hear it. Then I-S is. Then the next word was very big for the kid. Nowhere. So what did the child do? It split it up into two. N-O-W now, H-E-R-E here. And it said, he was so happy, the little child, that he could read what the grandfather had written. So the grandfather will be very pleased with me. So he said, God is now here. God is now here. God is now here. Paramaspaṣṭaḥ. Even in the denial of God, the existence of God was very, very vivid and evident. This is the best example I think we can take. Even in the denial of God, the denial of God was supported by a platform, by the very existence over there. So in the very denial, the existence of Lord was very clear, very vivid. He was there. God is now here. So whatever we try to do, we can never ever disprove him. We can intellectually argue for and against, that is different. But if we go beyond that, he is very, very clear. He is very, very vivid. He is self-evident. Beyond all logic. Paramaspaṣṭaḥ. tuṣṭaḥ, puṣṭaḥ, we can take them together. Again, I think the meaning has come earlier for a different nama of the Lord. Tuṣṭaḥ means to be ever contented. None of us are contented, how much ever we have in our lives. Gurudev used to say, +1 is always a possibility for a human being. +1 means I want more. Anything that we have in our lives. If we have 1 crore, not happy. But till we reached 1 crore, we were all saying, if I get that 1 crore in my bank, the bank balance, I think I'll be the most contented person. But once we get that, we want a little more. So are we happy with 5? Are we happy with 10? Are we happy with 1,000? No. It goes on and on and on and on. Never ever are we contented. Bhagavan on the other side is always ever contented. Nothing shakes him. He is so full. Purnatva is. He represents for us the state of all full. So nothing he needs. He is ever contented. Therefore in the 9th chapter he said, whatever you offer to me is okay. I don't need anything. All that I want is your love, because God is love. So we can reach God is love only through love. We can't reach him through hatred. So as a token we can give something. How will we pass on our love from ourselves to him? He says you take a medium. Because we are not convinced whether our love has reached out to him. So we need a small little object between us and between him to carry our love. So he says you can use a leaf, you can use a flower, you can use a drop of water, you can use a fruit. None of them we have made. Leaf we have not made, flowers we didn't make, water we did not create, neither the fruit we created. All are from nature. What Lord has given, we take from him, from his garden only, and then we give it back to him. And in between, what our attempt is to send our love to him, devotion to him. Dasaru writes very beautifully, Kereya neeranu kerege challi varava padedavaranತೆ ಕಾಣಿರೋ. You're taking the river waters and putting it back in the river. What did we do with? Nothing we have achieved. Unnecessarily we took some water and poured it back. But in the bargain, have we gained anything? Yes, we have gained. It all depends on when we took the river waters and we put it back, what was the attitude in our mind? In what frame of mind were we in? Either to make our lives or to mar our lives. Hariya karunaddu lada bhagyava hari samarpane maadi badikiro, he said. It's all because of the Lord's grace that everything is there around us and about us. So whatever Lord has given, give it back to Him. Hariya karunadal ada bhagyava hari samarpane maadi badikiro. This is the second Gita, we call it, that is taught to children when they go for music classes. First one is on Ganesha, Lambodara. The very next one is got so much of philosophy in it. So whatever the Lord gives alone, that only we give back to Him. He is ever contented. There's a small a little story around from the Puranas also. When the milk ocean was churned, I'm not going into the details of the whole story. When the milk ocean was churned, goddess Lakshmi came out of it. Beautiful she is, Lakshmi. She is the presiding deity of beauty. She is the presiding deity of wealth, prosperity, everything she is the deity of. So we are told in Bhagavad Purana also it comes. So she came. So beautiful she is. All the Rakshasas and the Devatas were churning. The moment she came, they stopped churning. Everyone wanted Lakshmi in their lives. If Lakshmi is there with us, what more do we need in our life? I will be complete only with her, which means they were all not complete. They were incomplete. They wanted something to get added to their lives for a sense of completeness. Rakshasas, of course, even the Devatas. So everybody wanted Lakshmi in their life. Of course, they bring a golden throne, make her sit over there, and then they invoke her blessing, they pray to her, they do aarti, they dance and sing around her and about her. They are welcoming her. And we are told she's got a beautiful garland in her hand. She's ready for Swayamvara. She looks around. Around whose neck should I put this mala? Swayamvara. So that person becomes her life partner. All the Devatas, we are told, were waiting and hoping that she will put the mala garland around their neck, but she didn't. So she kept looking, and from their faces she knew that they were not tuṣṭaḥ at all. Puṣṭaḥ means fullness. So contented and full. None of the Devatas were. But Bhagavan over here, tuṣṭaḥ, puṣṭaḥ. So when she looked around, she found Narayana, Vishnu, standing far away in a corner. He's distanced himself over there and he's almost turned the other side. Indifferent he is. It looks like Lakshmi is insignificant. It looks like that from his, the expression on his face. If she's there also okay, if she's not there also okay. I don't need her in my life to become full and to become contented. That was his attitude. So Lakshmi then thought within herself, when all these Devatas who have got so much are still feeling not contented, not feeling full. But look at Narayana over there, how he is just so indifferent, not at all looking at me, which means he must be contented and he must be already experiencing that state of fullness within himself. Therefore, he is not like eagerly longing for me to put the garland around him. He is not waiting for me, craving for me, longing for me. That person alone is a tuṣṭaḥ, puṣṭaḥ. I want such a person to be my life partner. It shows again Narayana's characteristics, and it also shows to us Lakshmi's characteristic. So when we invoke Lakshmi and Narayana, we must keep this in mind. So she went forward and then put the garland around Narayana's neck. Swayamvara, which just shows to us how contented he is, how full he is within himself. He is feeling all full and he is the ever contented, and he is always the all full. Of course, Lakshmi is an integral part of him. These are all stories dramatized for all of us to understand how we should be leading our lives and what we should be invoking in the external world, here and for the hereafter. So he represents for us tuṣṭaḥ and puṣṭaḥ, and where he is, Lakshmi will always be there. In the Narayaniyam, Narayana Bhattattari says, how can we call her Chanchala, fickle-minded? She is not fickle-minded at all. She is resolute, she is unwavering. There is no question at all. She never deviates, she never diverts from Narayana. How can we call her fickle-minded? She is always attached to Narayana. That's all it is. So if she sees somebody who is not invoking Narayana, from there she will move away, that's all. And that we have called her, therefore we have called her as fickle, because most of the time we want Lakshmi without Narayana in our life. Bhagyada Lakshmi Bharamma means for us wealth, movable and immovable property. Where Narayana is, Lakshmi will only be there. So Gurudev used to say, invoke Narayana and put him in your house, put him in your heart. Lakshmi will automatically come. But if we ask Lakshmi to come, she will come hoping that Narayana is there. When she says Narayana is not there anywhere, only standard of living we are interested in, not the standard of life which Narayana represents, she will go away. And therefore we have called her as Chanchala, but she is not Chanchala at all. So she will always reside where he is. How can we call her as fickle-minded? So therefore he is tuṣṭaḥ, he is puṣṭaḥ, ever contented and always full. śubhēkṣaṇaḥ. Shubha means auspicious. śubhēkṣaṇaḥ means, therefore means an auspicious gaze. So his gaze is always Shubha. We call it as drishti diksha. I want the Lord to just to cast one glance at me, not even to look straight, eye to eye contact, no need. With the corner of his eyes, kataksha we say, kataksha drishti. With the corner of his eye, if he just looks at me, gazes at me, so it's not 100% attention, that is enough for us. We don't need 100%. That little bit is enough for our lives here and hereafter. That is what it means. So his gaze has just to fall on us, not even full gaze. Even at the corner of his eye, if he just looks at us, that is enough for all of us. All auspiciousness will come into our lives. There is something called as drishti diksha also. The teacher need not have to open their mouth and then, chant a mantra and then give it to us. No need of that also. Drishti diksha. The teacher, guru, intensely looks into the eyes of the shishya. Initiation is over. So drishti diksha is there, sparsha diksha is there. The teacher only has to touch the disciple. Initiation is over. So different types of initiations are also there. Dikshas are there. This is drishti diksha. We always say the eyes say it all. The eyes will reveal to the person in front of us what is our inner nature. The face, we say, the face reveals everything. But in the face, mostly the eyes and the lips will reveal to a person whatever they can make out. Whether they are welcome or whether they are not welcome, whether we like them, we love them, whether we are angry with them, whether we are jealous of them, eyes will say it all. Eyes have got their own language. So eyes will give it out all. If it is that like that for us, what about the Lord? So his is śubhēkṣaṇaḥ. His gaze, his drishti is always auspicious. Never ever can it be inauspicious. That is why we say cast one glance at, one look is enough. I will hold that look and then come up. I will hold on to your look, auspicious look. That itself will become the rope for me. And holding on to that rope, I will come up. from drowning in the ocean. So, śubhēkṣaṇaḥ. 43rd shloka.